get smart. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean you're not smart, so you get smart. Like, I'm not. I mean, I can't afford to say something like that to my large audience of zero. I was thinking a little earlier that we can boost the audience by saying something provocative or slightly incorrect politically, and then one would see it and like this virus you can say, oh, how can this guy say that, or and then a buzz is created because of something slightly like let's say of these boys behind me. How can he be so cruel, say they're bad boys, and then he's cruel to the animals, he's telling them they're bad. No, I'm just the film is nonsense, but probably that's why I'm relaxed, knowing nobody's watching this and nobody has to watch that film. Nobody's supposed to watch this film, so we're in a perfect world where nothing really matters to me. It's from a Beatles classic or something. Anyway. Anne Hathaway, Steve Carell. Steve Carell is a talented comedian, of course, but it just happens that over the past few days I've seen two movies that where he fails, and I'm thinking of a third where he didn't have material to work with. Even if characters here have been sketched or have been the idea of Mel Brooks, it says they're based on characters created by Mel Brooks. But this is no history of the world, no producers, no. Those are some of the top 20 comedies, best comedies ever made, producers and in history of the world. But I can't even quote the emperor in history of the world. And by the way, Mel Brooks created the characters, but had nothing else. I mean, he's not the author of the script or something, as far as I can remember. The movie would be different. And not that Mel Brooks didn't have some of his misfires. I'm thinking not High Anxiety. That was interesting. Good. I'm thinking Spaceballs or Screwballs or anyway. Oh, he was thinking of a continuation for the history of the world, but and they presented something, but it didn't. It wasn't launched. It wasn't in the end produced. So the Emperor in Dom DeLuise in History of the World, they come with a bathtub of full of diamonds, jewels, sapphires, you name it, precious stones. What the Bank of England has now, maybe. Bank of England and France. So he's looking at it and he says, "Nice, not thrilling, but nice." I mean, he's not overwhelmed. They would need a cartload, not a bathtub, a cartload of or maybe 20 cartloads of sapphires and jewels. So I can even say nice to this get smart, because it's foolish. It's deja vu. We've been there before. The subject of spies is familiar, but the subject of foolish spies is also familiar. What's the name of that? Spies Like Us. Dan Aykroyd and who else? I don't have the name now. A couple of comedians, so decades before this Get Smart. They're supposed to spy in Russia, but they're so foolish they don't. Well, they do get somewhere, but just by sheer stupid luck. And so this is the other extreme of the Clouseau, the Pink Panther series. I mean, if over there we have a foolish man in uniform as a foolish agent, not secret, but uniform agent, agent de sûreté, funny, splendidly funny. Here, alas, it's not working. So I'm thinking Inspector Clouseau degraded after one of his calamities. He's on the street and he's talking to the man with a monkey, playing like a monkey, the monkey. You have a room, you have a license. And then there's a bank robbery in process, and he's kicking the manager of the bank, allowing the robbers to get away. In fact, opening the door instead of preventing the criminals, catching the criminals. Clouseau is so silly that he's catching and kicking the civilian, the man, trying to catch the robbers. Anyway, get smart and don't watch.